Hey generator installers, it's Mitch here at SwiftSocial. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys the exact advertising strategies and tactics that I use to generate tons of high quality generator leads for my clients all around the country. So if you watch to the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what types of ad copy to use, what headlines and descriptions to use, how to structure your landing pages and surveys or lead forms, how to build trust with prospective customers, what pain points to hit on, how to turn leads into estimates, and ultimately how to generate as many generator leads as you want on demand and make tons of money and fill up your calendar with tons of new installs. So let's get into it. I'll go ahead and make my face a little smaller. I'll go up here. So great. So this comprehensive guide reveals the most effective advertising strategies for home standby generator installers, focusing on honesty-based, high ROI approaches with proven results. It provides actionable insights on copywriting, understanding your audience, crafting headlines, writing compelling ads, building trust, and mastering follow-up techniques. So let's get into it. I guess I gotta click more. Okay. So when it comes to generator ads, building trust is paramount. Like number one, bar none, the most important thing. Long form sales copy provides the perfect opportunity to establish credibility and connect with your audience on a deeper level, right? And if you're not familiar, what copy means is basically just the messaging on the ad, the main like primary text. When you click on an ad to read more, it's like the big blob of text. That's what the copy is, right? So long form sales copy provides the perfect opportunity to establish credibility and connect with your audience on a deeper level. The key is to strike a balance between professionalism and approachability. You want to write in a tone that resembles a knowledgeable, polite family friend rather than a distant corporation. You want to focus. Hey, real quick, if you're a home standby generator installer and you want 3 to 5 plus additional generator installs per month, which is about $30,000 to $100,000 plus in new revenue every single month, I'll build you an advertising system just like the ones I show you how to build in my videos here to do that for you, and I'll run it for you totally for free for 2 weeks. And if you don't love working with me, you never pay me a penny for it. So if that sounds interesting, go ahead and click the link below to book a quick phone call with me in the description, and that's go.swiftsocial.org. And I'm looking forward to talking to you. Thanks. On honesty, quality workmanship, and fair pricing in your copy, right? Avoid gimmicks or limited time specials that may come across as pushy or insincere or just overall too salesy and too gimmicky, right? So instead, you want to aim to make the reader feel like you understand their problems better than they could even express themselves. This approach not only builds trust, but also positions you as a reliable expert in the field. And I want to touch on that point one more time just because it's so important. That right there, that last sentence, or the second to last sentence, I guess, is really, if you can manage to do that, at least to some extent, if you can make the person reading your ad feel like you understand their problems and their concerns and their fears, and you can put those problems and concerns and fears into words and express them even better than that person could do it themselves, you're going to make them feel so understood, and they're going to be so much more likely to become a lead and to choose you and to pay you money and to get a generator installed for you, right? So that's really what people are looking for when they're reading through these ads, is they want to feel understood, right? They want to feel understood like you are a professional and personable and reliable and trustworthy company who deeply understands their problems and their concerns and can provide them a solution that's going to be quality while also being a fair price. Not necessarily, the cheapest in town, but not the most expensive either. Quality work at a fair price with a professional and reliable and friendly company, right? That truly understands their problems. If you can manage to come across as all those things, your ads are going to kill it, right? So, I guess to summarize, you want to build trust. So establish credibility through long form sales copy. And if you're wondering what the long form sales copy means too, it basically means instead of having, you've probably seen ads all the time where it's, basically like a few sentences for the primary text. You want to have like long form sales copy. I'm talking like 15, 20, 25 sentences. You really want kind of, it's almost like storytelling in a way, right? And then as far as the framework to follow when you're writing ad copy, right? When you're writing the main primary text messages for your ads, I actually have it up on a whiteboard right here because it reminds me too when I'm writing my own copy, kind of like this framework to follow. So basically, when you're writing your copy, first of all, long form sales copy, 15, 20, 25 sentences, somewhere around there. Make it long, make it so that people are able to get immersed into it and really build a lot of trust with you and your company and really show the person reading it who you are, what you stand for, that kind of thing, and get them, basically to buy into the idea of you as a person and as a company, right? So one big idea. So your ad copy should have one big idea in it, right? You shouldn't be bouncing all over all these different things. So I know what some people do is, and this is wrong by the way, when some people are writing ads, they have a billion different pain points and stuff like that, and a billion different like mini angles within the ad, and that's wrong, right? So they'll do something like, they'll talk about, oh, power outages. You don't want to deal with power outages. Maybe you have medical devices. You want to make sure your medical devices are backed up, and maybe you have, a freezer full of a bunch of meat, and you don't want your meat and all the stuff in your fridge to go bad. Um, maybe security systems. Maybe you have security systems that are important for you to, keep going if there's a power outage. Like all these different like mini angles. You don't want to try to bounce between all these different things. You want to pick one angle, right? So, for example, it could be people who need medical devices, or just peace of mind, right? Power outages, you want peace of mind, or you could pick medical devices, or you could pick any one of these main big ideas. Pick one and just stick with that, right? So, one big main idea, it needs to be easy to understand. So don't get down in the weeds. Don't super overcomplicate it. Don't get into all like the technical stuff about the system, or people don't understand that homeowners are for the most part clueless. This is not in a bad way, but they're just clueless, right? Like they don't do this for a living. It's not their ballpark, right? So keep it simple, keep it easy to understand, have one big main idea, make it easy to believe too, right? And that's where the honesty and stuff like that comes in also, focusing on honesty, building trust, and then having that tone where you're a polite, family friend basically, rather than some like distant corporation, hundreds of miles away writing this to try to get as many sales as possible and get as many, like just be honest, be down to earth when you're writing it, right? So that's the easy to believe part. And then make it interesting and unique too. And if you're following my guidelines as far as having that, that long form sales copy that we talk about, 15, 20, 25 sentences even, right? As many as you need to actually, build that story and build that trust with the person reading it, it's already going to be way more interesting and way more unique if you follow that down to earth, honest family friend style with the long form sales copy than pretty much anything else. So just to recap one last time, because it's so important, one big idea, easy to understand, easy to believe, interesting and unique. Write it in a family friend, kind of knowledgeable, polite family friend, but somewhat, like a personal tone too. And then really try your best to show that you understand their problems and you can put them into words even better than the person could themselves, right? So if you can do all of those things, at least to a decent level, you're going to have a really good generator ad copy, right? So chapter 2 is understanding your target audience. So to create truly impactful generator ads, it's crucial to have a deep understanding of your target audience. Homeowners interested in generators often have specific needs, fears, and concerns that drive their decision-making process. By identifying these factors, you can tailor your message to address them directly and empathetically. Consider the common worries homeowners face. Power outages during severe weather, protecting valuable appliances, ensuring comfort for their families or safety, maintaining property value. Your ads should demonstrate that you not only understand these concerns, but have the expertise to address them effectively. By speaking directly to these issues, you'll create a connection that resonates with potential customers on a personal level. So there's all sorts of ones. What I would recommend doing actually is I would literally get a pen and paper just like this, right? And I would go and I'd sit down, I'd brainstorm, and I'd be like, all the times in your life that you've talked to a homeowner interested in getting a generator, what questions do they ask all the time? Like what pain points come up over and over again? What are people concerned about? And literally just take a pen and paper, like I said, and write down every single question that people ask all the time that you hear over and over again. Write down every single pain point and concern that people have that they mention over and over again. And then think about all the times in your life. It's even better if you haven't them recorded. You probably won't. But think about all the times that you've had those sales conversations with people interested in a generator, and just start putting tallies next to, how often you hear every single one of those things. And then whatever ones you hear the most that are the most common concerns and questions that people have, those are probably the things that are actually going to end up being your best pieces or your best angles for your ad copy, right? So if it's, let's just say, for example, there's a lot of people with medical devices in your area, and that's a really big thing. That's like an older population. People have medical devices, and if the power goes out and their medical devices, like their oxygen machines, whatever it is, shuts off, that's really bad, right? So what you could do is you could go ahead following that framework that I gave you earlier with the one big idea. That would be the big idea is, medical devices not working during a power outage. Make it easy to understand, empathize with them, show them that you truly understand, how bad that would be for them and how bad that could be for them and their family, or, something, for example, if their medical devices didn't work during a power outage. Make it easy to believe, use that long form sales copy, and interesting, unique. So right in that, family friend tone that I was talking about. But yeah, this is a great way to kind of come up with some angles and really get a good understanding, especially on paper. Because I'm sure, you've been doing this for years. You've talked to so many homeowners. You have a conceptual understanding of like, what these people want. and the concerns that they have and their fears and all that stuff. But a lot of the times, especially when you're going to go ahead and write ads, it really helps to just put it down on paper so you can actually see it in front of you. At least it helps for me. You can see it in front of you, like all these different fears and concerns that people have, and figure out the top ones and then write angles based off of those. Right. So next. So crafting the perfect ad headline. The headline of your ad is often the first thing potential customers see. Actually, it's probably the creative, like the image that you use. But probably the second thing that people see is the headline on your ad, right? So this makes it crucial for capturing attention and encouraging further reading. While it's important to avoid misleading claims, you can still craft headlines that are both honest and intriguing. The key is to create a curiosity gap, which is basically a compelling statement that prompts the reader to want to learn more. You should consider using headlines that make outrageous yet true statements about the benefits of a generator or the consequences of not having one. So I put some examples down here, like the surprising appliance that could save your home's value, or why your neighbor's lights are on during a blackout and yours aren't. Those are decent examples, but you could do other stuff too that's kind of more point specific. Um, and you could do, for example, how these people saved thousands on a generator, dot dot dot, or something like that. That creates a curiosity gap. They go, how did people save thousands on a generator? If you're doing like a best value angle, you could do the one thing no one talks about during a power outage, right? Just something that has to do that kind of lines up with the ad copy that you're running and the rest of the messaging in the ad, but also creates a curiosity gap, right? And again, a curiosity gap is basically like, you paint some sort of scenario with like limited information in their head, like how they save thousands, or what most generator installers won't tell you, and then there's a question in their head like, well, what won't they tell me, or how did they save thousands, and they want to find out the rest, so they're going to be way more inclined to click on that and read the rest of it, right? So these headlines pique curiosity while promising valuable information, enticing readers to delve deeper into your ad copy. So if your headlines can create that curiosity gap, right, you're going to be in good hands. Number 4 is writing ads that convert. So creating an emotional connection with your audience is crucial for writing effective generator ads. Let me move my face one more time. Just go big down here. By using storytelling techniques, you can help homeowners visualize the benefits of having a generator and the peace of mind it brings. So you want to paint vivid scenarios that resonate with their experiences. Families staying warm and comfortable during a winter, power outage, or critical medical equipment running uninterrupted, despite the grid failures or everybody else's lights being out around them in their neighborhood. Highlight the problems that homeowners face and demonstrate how your generator installation service addresses these issues. You want to use empathetic language that shows that you understand their concerns and anxieties. So I already harped on that a bunch, but it's so important, show that you understand their problems and their concerns and their fears, and you can put it into words even better than they can, right? If you can do that, you're golden, right? So by making readers feel understood and valued, you're more likely to build trust and encourage them to take the next step in the buying process, right? So create an emotional connection, use storytelling to help homeowners, visualize the benefits. Part of that too is, using that long form sales copy that I talked about. So your sales copy should be, 15, 20, 25 sentences long, somewhere in there usually. But really as much as you need to really create that story, right? Paint vivid scenarios. So instead of, being super vague about stuff like, peace of mind when you need it most, or, kind of these like vague phrases that people use when they're doing generator ads or just trying to sell generators in general. Instead of saying, peace of mind when you need it most, say, keep your lights on when the next hurricane hits. For example, if you're in an area that gets hit with hurricanes, or something like that, something more vivid and like concrete that they can actually easily imagine in their mind. Because if you say to someone, peace of mind when you need it most, it's like, if I try to imagine that, it's a concept, right? It's not necessarily like an actual physical thing that could happen to me, right? Whereas if I talk about, keep the lights on when the next hurricane hits. If they live in an area where there's hurricanes, for example, it could be something else, but they know what that feeling's like, right? They know when the hurricane hits, and they've been watching the news for the past couple days, and it's coming off the ocean, and it hits their neighborhood, and it's going crazy outside, and the power goes out, and their whole neighborhood's out. They know what that feels like, and they can reimagine that. And if you can get them to kind of relive, not in a bad way, but if you can get them to kind of relive some of that fear and feel those emotions again that are kind of driving them to want to get a generator and fix that problem, then that's going to be fantastic also. So paint vivid scenarios, highlight the problems, get them to try to feel those emotions by painting those vivid scenarios, and then use empathetic language to make the readers feel understood. And then as far as order that you do this in, you should be painting these vivid scenarios that push on their pain points. Like, what if, you didn't have your oxygen machine during the next power outage? What if your security system for your home wasn't working because there's a power outage and you and your family aren't safe? What if you're in an area where it gets super, super cold during the winter and you get a power outage and then you don't have any heating, right? Push on those pain points by painting vivid scenarios of what could happen if they don't solve this problem. And then after you push on the pain points and you kind of make them feel that fear, right? Then you want to position your company as the obvious solution that's going to bridge that gap between where they are now and where they want to be, right? So first you push on your pain points or on their pain points, excuse me, and then you position your product or service as the solution to all the problems that they're experiencing right now. So next page. Make my face smaller again. So building trust through your landing page survey. When crafting your generator ads, it's important to focus on selling the free quote. I prefer to use the word estimate. I don't know why I put that, but it's important to focus on selling the free estimate and consultation rather than the generator itself, right? So I always tell people the purpose of a generator ad or any ad, for a home service like this isn't to sell the service itself. It's to sell the consultation, right? Because nobody on earth has ever seen a generator ad on Facebook or Instagram, and they've just been willing to send you a $15,000 check right then and there, just seeing the ad, and they're going to go ahead and do it, right? But what they are willing to do is see an ad on Facebook and Instagram, a well-written, and structured ad like I'm teaching you how to do in this video. And they are willing to get a free consultation and talk with you face to face about it. There's plenty of people who will do that, right? But no one's ever going to send you a $15,000 check or send you the 50% down and sign the contract because they saw an ad, right? So the place of the ad is to sell the consultation, not the generator, right? And you want to make sure that reflects in, your wording and stuff and the messaging in there. So this approach lowers the barrier to entry for potential customers and allows you to showcase your expertise in person. So emphasize the value of a no obligation consultation where homeowners can get personalized advice tailored to their specific needs, and they can get a breakdown of all the numbers associated, with the cost of the generator, all that kind of stuff, get their estimates. So you want to avoid mentioning specific prices for generators. Excuse me. Um, you want to avoid mentioning specific prices for generators or installations in your ads. Instead, highlight the opportunity to speak with a trustworthy, experienced installer who can provide accurate information and recommendations, right? This strategy not only generates more leads, but also allows you to build rapport and trust face to face, increasing the likelihood of converting prospects into customers, which means more money for you. So basically, what I'm saying is sell the consultation. Don't try to sell the generator in the ads or on the landing page, right? And this applies too for the lead form. So if you're, using Facebook and Instagram ads, for example, I talk about this in other videos. I would not recommend using the lead forms on Facebook and Instagram, even though they're easier to set up. But same principle, whether you're using the lead forms on Facebook or Instagram, or whether you're sending people like I recommend to a third-party website, whether that's your company website, or I would recommend even further, one specifically just for this. But I would send people to a third-party website to go fill out a survey to give you their contact information and ideally answer some qualifying questions to get in contact with you about getting an estimate, right? So the whole purpose of the ad and the survey that they fill out should be selling the consultation. And it should be, the purpose is to get their free estimate, not to necessarily buy a generator, right? Next page. And I will keep my face up here. So mastering follow-up and lead nurturing, the structure of your generator ad plays a crucial role in keeping readers engaged and guiding them towards action. So you want to design your ad with peaks and valleys to maintain interest throughout. So use short paragraphs and vary sentence lengths to create a rhythm that's easy to follow and digest. This approach helps to prevent reader fatigue and ensures your key messages are absorbed, right? And then include a clear and compelling call to action, or CTA, at the end of your ad. The CTA should focus on scheduling the free consultation that you've been promoting through the ad, making it easy for potential customers to take the next step by providing multiple contact options such as phone number, email address, or an online booking link. And remember, the goal is to turn interested readers into qualified leads, so make the process as smooth and as inviting as possible. So the first thing I'll touch on is number one. I don't really know why I put this here in chapter 6, but this has to do with what I was talking about earlier as far as writing, the long form sales copy. So when you're writing your sales copy, one way to make it way more engaging and to make it so that people are way more willing to just read through the entire thing, is you don't want it to just be a big block of text, right? So if I have, let me see, here's my to-do list for the week, right? It's probably actually more than this. Here's my to-do list. You don't want your ad to look like this, right? To be like basically just like a big block of text, right? Nobody wants to go ahead and read a big block of text. But what people will read is they'll read, they want to waste a page. What people will read though is they'll read peaks and valleys, right? So for example, if I take my notepad and I do, long sentence here, short sentence here, right? And then another long sentence, and then a medium sentence, right? And then two short sentences, and then a long one, and then a medium. And if you go ahead, I don't know if you can see that, it's not really focusing, but if you vary the sentence length in your sales copy, or in your ad copy, excuse me, and you make it more interesting to read, it's called, it's like peaks and valleys, right? So you want to have peaks and valleys. So it should be long sentences and then some short sentences and, some medium ones and just kind of mix it up with how it looks. You don't want it to be like one big block of text that just looks, it looks intimidating to read. It looks like too much of a commitment. But if it's like short peaks and valleys, right? And another piece of copywriting advice I can give you too is the purpose of every single sentence of your ad copy should be to make the person want to read the next sentence, right? So keep that in mind. So peaks and valleys, short sentences, long sentences, medium sentences, vary it up and try to make it so that every single sentence you write makes the person reading it want to read the next one, right? And then number 2 is including a clear and compelling CTA or call to action at the end of your ad. So make it super simple and straightforward, like on rails, like a roller coaster. Like there's only one way you can go, right? Make it super clear and simple, exactly where the person needs to go, how they get there, and what they need to do to get, in this case, a free estimate, right? So your CTA shouldn't be something like, give us a call now. Like, what does that mean? Like, is there a call now button on the ad and they got to go manually go ahead and call you and then ask for an estimate? Like, no one's going to do that. Is it, reach out to us today? What does that mean? I have to go find your website. I have to send you a message on Facebook Messenger, or even worse yet, just not even having a CTA, just an ad, but there's no call to action, nothing to do. So it needs to be super clear, super straightforward. So say something like, click the link below to get your free estimate today, right? And so they know exactly what to do, they know where to go, and they know what they're getting if they do it. Or you could say even better, click the link below to fill out our quick survey for your free home standby generator estimate now, right? So they know exactly where to go, they know how to get there, it's the link below, they know what to do, fill out the survey, and they know what they're going to get, which is the free estimate, right? So that's how you should structure your CTAs or calls to actions. So does use peaks and valleys to maintain reader interest, create an easy to follow rhythm in your copy, focus on scheduling free consultations, and that's about it. And then next one. And then last but not least, chapter 7, partnering with SwiftSocial. So if you're a generator installer and you're still watching at this point and you want at least 3 to 5 new generator installs every single month, if you can sell probably honestly a lot more than that, but at least 3 to 5 new generator installs every single month, here's our offer. I will go ahead and I will install an advertising system just like I teach you how to build on my YouTube channel here into your business completely for free. And if you don't love working with me and you're not 100% satisfied, you never pay us a penny for doing it for you. All right, so we'll fill your calendar full of generator installations using our proven honesty-based advertising system for free for 2 weeks. And then after that, we only charge you if you're thrilled with the results and you love working with us. If not, you never pay us a penny for it, right? So if you're interested in something like that, you can go ahead and you can click the link below down here, and there's also going to be a link underneath the video. 85% of our clients achieve 5 to 7 new installs per month within the first 90 days, and then 4 out of 5 of our clients who partner with us see an average of 5 to 7 new generator installs per month, generating $90,000 or more in new revenue per month. Then our top 20% of clients actually see 10 to 15 installs per month, averaging $195,000 or more in new monthly revenue, thanks to the consistent high quality leads that they get with us. And then all the tactics that we teach them on the back end to actually turn the leads into estimates and then estimates into sales. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and click the link underneath this video, go.swiftsocial.org, and you can book in a call to talk with me directly, and we'll see if it's a good fit for your company. And if it is, I'll build this entire system out for you, totally done for you. 100% free on the service fee for 2 weeks. And if you don't love working with us, you never pay us a penny, right? So I appreciate you guys watching. If you're interested in learning more about how you can build your own generator advertising campaigns, I got tons of videos up on this YouTube channel, so feel free to watch those. And last but not least, if you're interested in getting your own copy of this guide that I went through today, so all these different pages right here, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you're interested in having this in your own like written format and you want to get it emailed to you, or you want to be able to download it and just keep it on hand as kind of like a quick guide whenever you're writing your own ads, go ahead, and also there's going to be a link in the description where you can do a quick opt-in, so you can just put in your email and your name, and it'll take you to a page where you can go ahead and actually download this. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching the video if you got to this point. If you want me to do everything for you, 2-week free trial, you want me to set up an advertising system for you, book a call below, and that's it. So have a great day. Thanks.